Welcome back, my friends, to the Moto Guzzi show that never ends. It's hello from Sasha the Guzzi dog, and it's hello from him. So what we're doing today, Sasha? Fixing bloody things. Yeah, we are. There you go. Good girl. Right. One good girl to one bad girl. So what the hell happened? What the hell's going on here? Well, the bike's done 220 miles. And I thought it was time to talk down the heads. Or re-talk the heads, put it that way. And set the tappet, set the rocker arms, whatever you want to call them. So anyway, dutifully took the rocker cover off. And set to work on the head bolts. Now you have to take off the rocker cage. I don't know what they call it. You have to take this thing off so you can get to the head bolts, which I duly did. And got the torque wrench out, set it to just under 29. What is it? 28.7 or something like that. Foot-pounds, because I don't believe in that French metric nonsense. Anyway, so the very first one was the top one. And I put the wrench on it, and it just spun. The bloody thing had snapped. These were all okay. And the bloody thing had snapped off. It was already broken. You notice it's got kind of a weird break mark. You can see the steel is laminated and crystallized. And this is the weird nut that fits on top of it. You can see the stud in there. You can see that the stud has still got room to move up if it wanted to. And it snapped off inside. It's kind of unusual, because if they're going to break, they usually break about there. They're snapped off inside, and you can see it's like little plates of metal in there. And indeed, there was a piece that fell out, a sliver of metal about the width of the, or 2/3 the width of the inside, the diameter, put it that way. So, yeah, that was nothing to do with me, because, I mean, under 30 foot-pounds is hardly anything, really. It's only just hand tight, really. So there was a fault there, and she just managed to show up during my ownership. Thank you very much. So anyway, problem. And where to get one of these things. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 Guzzi dealers down in the USA, but we're looking at least 10 days or 2 weeks or even longer trying to get the piece up here. If they have it, I mean, I don't know if they carry these things. So it's a 10mm, and the thread form is nothing exotic. It's an M10 by 1.5. So nothing exotic, except the fact that up here everything, although Canada is supposed to be metric, everything up here is in imperial, because most companies are here to serve the oil patch, and the oil patch is mostly US owned, and they believe in the good old imperial system, and why shouldn't they? Anyway, so I went off to town looking for either some a stud, a bolt, which I could shorten, and maybe if I had a bolt I could cut another thread on the end, but I'm afraid that wasn't available. Couldn't find anything. I could find lots of 3/8 bar, which is slightly shorter. It's half a millimeter smaller in diameter. So I didn't think that was a good idea. But what I did find was this. One of the engineering companies was very helpful. And they gave me, well, they didn't give me, but they sold me at a very good price this this threaded rod. Now, Sasha's had enough already. She doesn't like talking about mechanical things. So anyway, we're going to go with this. This is the right thread form, and 10.9 is the strength. Now, as I'm not a metric type person, I don't really know what that means. But I did put a file on this, and it's quite soft. It's very soft. You can see where I touched it with a file there. I did also touch it with a file on the shaft, and it is quite a soft piece of metal. I also touched this with a file to see what it's like, and it is noticeably harder. It is harder than this. Now, I did look up some tables and managed to thoroughly confuse myself. So I got myself a grade 5 and a grade 8 bolt and ran the file on them, and I ran it on the thread to get an appreciation. I know really I did also run it on the shaft somewhere, but yeah, you can feel the difference with a file when you touch a file to that. That's the grade 5, and this is noticeably softer than that, which it should be. Now, the feel to me is that this grade 8 is very close to this, and I don't think it'll hurt to have a harder a harder bolt in there. Now, I have used threaded rod on engines before. In my dark distant youth, I had a bullet, a Royal Enfield bullet that was very good at breaking cylinder studs. And of course, in those days, 17 years old, I didn't know any better, and I went and I couldn't find Royal Enfield parts because we didn't have the internet. We just had to go down to the local dealer, which at the time was Wildman's in Derby, and anybody who knows old man Wildman knows that he wasn't a very amiable person. And he only tolerated me wandering in there because the previous owner of the bike used to take it there to be serviced. So he had a slight bit of sympathy for me, but not much. Anyway, he he had some comments to make about walking into a Triumph and Norton dealer and asking for Royal Enfield parts. But anyway, so I went somewhere, probably Alfred's or a place like that. I got some threaded rod, and that did the job. And they used to last about 250 miles before they break, and then I'd pull the engine apart, stick another one in, and carry on. And I used to do that until I thought I needed a Triumph, and I sold the old bullet. I wish I hadn't. I wish I'd kept it. I wish I'd kept all my old bikes. Anyway, XRA 175, Royal Enfield Bullet 350, 1955. If it's on the road, just let me know, because it'd be interesting to see where the old girl ended up. And according to DVLA, it is still on the road. Yeah, so that's it. So, waffling over, we're going to try a bit of threaded rod in there, a bit of metric 10mm threaded rod, 10 by 1.5, because the alternative is to wait. And although the weather's not very good today, tomorrow it may be better. And tomorrow I might be riding this old girl, and she's a very nice bike to ride. So until then, it would be goodbye from the Guzzi dog, but she has got bored and left me. So it's goodbye from him. Keep your rubber side down, keep the shiny side up. And until we meet again, happy trails. Bye-bye.